Hi, and welcome to this special episode where Klaus will tell you a little bit about his observations in regards to Unicode and 64-bit that will be launched in the new version DataFlex 20. Let's dive in.
You see, I was asked whether I could make a version of a web page so that it could do Swedish, Finnish, Norwegian, and Danish on the same application. I was optimistically saying, no problem. Because even if you use ANSI characters or ASCII characters, you can store those four alphabets in the same database. But both ASCII or ANSI, if you run an SQL database, also needs a collating sequence. Which means that, for instance, Swedish and Finnish have the same collating sequence, but it's different to the Danish collating sequence. So you can't run Danish and Swedish in the same database effectively. And it sounds ridiculous, but that's a fact. You need Unicode to run two languages that are so similar to each other. That they're almost the same. So if you got this program here, we sit here in Denmark and we develop a program to run in Sweden. There's no problem, and we can have Swedish characters and everything, and there's no problem. Or we can do it with Finnish or Norwegian. Alas, but not at the same time. So the recent extension to DataFlex 2020 with the Unicode is a must-have. In international world, where everybody is getting closer and closer, we simply have to have that. So we'll just have to wait. I thought I could do it in 19.1, DataFlex 19.1. But I did that in 2020 because of, the language presentation I made at E2. It was made to be a little bit spectacular, showing how I could store Chinese simplified letters along with English letters and Hebrew and whatever, So I had to program in 2020 in order to do that, because that can handle Unicode. But I was thinking, for all the European languages, I don't need Unicode because we can store them in ANSI with no problems. So you could very well run a Portuguese application on your Danish or English PC. There's no problem with that. Or a French or whatever, but you can't run it on the same time without Unicode. So we have customers based in various countries, different countries. Now, luckily enough, they use English as the common language of the various branches of the businesses. But if you thought like you got this huge company, and they got branches in Denmark, Norway, Sweden, England, where, and Thailand and China, whatever, I know personally about Thailand, there's no one out there who speaks English. So you would need that app in a native language, which you can't without Unicode. So that's it. The other thing was the 64-bit. What we normally think is that it will take some years before that will be a real problem. But it just shows that we are running into 32-bit problems now, and we might as well suggest to our customers that it's better to do something before you have a problem than wait until you run into trouble with this. I've actually seen this happen a couple of times already now. Of course, we've seen it with DOS programs. DOS programs that ran for a very long time, and then finally Windows stopped supporting a DOS environment, and what do you do now? But I also, back in the 90s, I had a customer where I suggested that they should run OS2. The alternative at the time was Windows 95, and I simply couldn't imagine any professional environment running Windows 95 for anything. So we installed OS2 on the computers, OS2 Warp, and it really worked like a dream. And it's a sad thing that Microsoft actually won the OS war, because OS2 was a better operating system than Windows. But in the end, we couldn't get them. We couldn't get them. OS2. It was sort of discontinued, and that meant every time we bought a new computer, we had the problem of finding device drivers for the screens and everything. But the announcement of 32-bit, 64-bit DataFlex and Unicode, I was initially thinking of it as the Unicode thing as something that was very cool, and that I could use for particular reasons, because I have connections to countries with other alphabets than ours, and I thought that the 64-bit was very good because it showed the data access commitment to continue developing on the product. But I realize now that it has practical reasons here and now for these two things. I mean, we simply need them. Press the like button. Bye-bye.
If you like this show, then press the like button and let us know that you want us to do more of these videos. And I also encourage you to stick around for the next casual conversation on Thursday, where Albin Wiesen will talk about part of his journey on migrating to DataFlex 20. So looking forward to that. Bye for now.